Game 1 of the playoffs, the Fever had nearly 2 million viewers tuning in, while all the other games had around 400,000. Even the WNBA Countdown, which was aired before the Indiana Fever game, had more viewers than 2 of the series.
The league versus Caitlin Clark, and that is just absolutely false. It is unfair to the women that have been there building this league to this moment so that Caitlin Clark's popularity could take it to the next level.
Game 1 of the WNBA playoffs told us everything we needed to know. While most playoff games barely broke 400,000 viewers, the Indiana Fever's matchup drew nearly...
It looks like we're not going to be seeing Caitlin Clark play basketball again for another 200 days. An ESPN reporter said at the end of the Indiana Fever-Connecticut Sun Game 2 that Caitlin Clark almost definitely will not be playing basketball this offseason. So no overseas and no 3-on-3 unrivaled league.
2 million. Think about that. One team, one player, and suddenly the nation stops to watch women's basketball. Even the WNBA Countdown, a pre-game show, outperformed 2 full playoff series in viewership.
2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this.
Why? One reason, Caitlin Clark. And yet, instead of embracing this historic momentum, the league now faces a stunning reality: Caitlin Clark will not play professional basketball for 23 days. But it gets worse. After that, she may not return to the court for over 200 days.
I wonder if Caitlin, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting. If she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one direction.
It's nearly 7 months without the one player responsible for the league's explosion in popularity. Reports are already confirming Caitlin is skipping the overseas season and won't appear in any summer leagues. No games. No spotlight. Nothing. The fans are walking away. Analysts are turning their attention elsewhere. And some longtime WNBA followers are declaring they're done watching. But let's pause for a second and look at what Caitlin Clark actually accomplished this year. The numbers don't lie. From 2022 to 2023, the WNBA grew by an impressive 40% in viewership. But in 2024, Caitlin's rookie season, that number didn't just double. It didn't triple. It exploded, 400% growth. One player, in one season, did what it would have taken...
Is on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie, targeted by society, targeted by her looks, targeted by her reputation, targeted by the disrespect that they've shown to the WNBA. She said, no, they're expecting this rookie class to be perfect. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years.
In the league 5 years to achieve on its own. Now she's gone. And the silence will be deafening. Without her, ticket sales are slipping. Attendance is dropping. Buzz is fading. Even networks are noticing. The person responsible for this growth is being sidelined, voluntarily or not, and the league is paying the price. Caitlin never asked for fame. But she got it. She never wanted drama. But it found her. From the constant hate online, to requiring personal security just to go about her day, it's clear this journey hasn't been easy. And now, the league she helped put on the map must figure out how to...
Caitlin Clark effect is definitely real. I mean, we can all see that. However, experiencing it in person is totally different. I was at the Fever and Indiana game last night, and the amount of 22s that I saw on the way to the arena and inside the Capital One arena might as well have just been a home game for Caitlin Clark. Not Indiana, Caitlin Clark. The thing is, that didn't surprise me. But what did surprise me was how packed the game was.
Stay afloat without her. Caitlin Clark, the Iowa legend, has officially wrapped up her historic rookie season. Her presence in the WNBA wasn't just impactful. It was revolutionary. And without her on the court, the WNBA enters unfamiliar and uncertain territory. Caitlin Clark's rookie season didn't just meet expectations, it rewrote them. Wherever she played, arenas were packed. Fans traveled from across the country just to see her. Whether she was launching deep three-pointers, threading impossible passes, or outsmarting veteran defenders, Clark brought a rare kind of magic to the court. The kind that made even casual viewers stop and watch. But her postseason journey ended sooner than anyone hoped. A tough playoff loss to the Connecticut Sun marked the end of her first season. And with her departure, the WNBA suddenly feels quiet. Her impact cannot be overstated. The Indiana Fever,
departure, do we think that these new WNBA fans are going to stick around for the rest of the playoffs? The Liberty Aces series might be one that draws some numbers. The disparity between 1.8 million and around 400,000 is wild, especially with football season being in full swing.
A team that was barely on the radar last season now led the entire league in attendance, both at home and on the road. And that wasn't a coincidence. That was Caitlin Clark. She wasn't just a rookie. She was a movement. And now she's gone. Not just for a few games, but possibly for the rest of the year. No overseas play. No off-season league appearances. No quick return. That absence is being felt everywhere. Games that used to sell out are now struggling to fill seats. National broadcasts that once saw record-breaking numbers are now dipping back into familiar territory. Weekend matchups, typically some of the WNBA's most watched games, are projected to fall flat without her presence. People weren't just watching their favorite teams. They were watching her. Caitlin Clark had become must-see TV. She brought something the WNBA had never seen before.
Okay, now let's not talk viewership, let's talk ticket sales. Bear with me. Ticket sales grew in 2023 by 16% from 2022. Ticket sales have grown by 93% in 2024. What that means is without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA would have taken till 2029 or 2030 to get to where Caitlin Clark has gotten them today.
Just numbers, but energy. A spark. A connection with fans that crossed generations and demographics. Her games weren't just contests, they were events. And when she wasn't playing, you could feel the difference. In just 1 year, Clark didn't just boost viewership, she skyrocketed it. From 2023 to 2024, ratings jumped 400%. The kind of growth that would have taken the WNBA years to achieve happened in months. Ticket sales tell the same story. From 2022 to 2023, they went up 16%. But in 2024, they exploded by 93%. Without Caitlin Clark, it would have taken until 2029, maybe even 2030, to hit those same numbers. Her effect was immediate, undeniable, and extraordinary. And yet, with her out of the picture, the league is once again facing old challenges. Viewership is dropping. Ticket sales are slowing. The momentum she created is in danger of slipping away. Clark's season wasn't just historic, it was exhausting. From leading Iowa to the NCAA finals straight into a grueling WNBA schedule, she played nearly as many games as an NBA veteran, all within a few months. By the time the playoffs arrived, she was running on empty. And it showed. But even through fatigue, Clark kept showing up. She kept fighting. She kept leading. Her rookie year was more than a season. It was a seismic shift. The kind we only see once in a generation. Caitlin Clark didn't just change the WNBA. She saved it, at least for now. But with
Caitlin comes millions and millions and millions of more eyeballs. And with those millions and millions and millions of more eyeballs, unfortunately, is going to come some people who are not nice.
Off the court, the league has to answer one burning question. Even as exhaustion set in, Caitlin Clark never let up. In her final playoff game of the season, she poured in 25 points, delivered 9 assists, and brought that trademark fire that's defined her entire career. She left everything on the floor. But despite her heroic efforts, it simply wasn't enough to carry the Fever past a more experienced Connecticut Sun team. Because basketball, for all its brilliance, is still a team sport, and one player, no matter how transcendent, can't do it alone. And yet, Clark still stood tall, despite setbacks that went far beyond the scoreboard. Questionable fouls disrupted her rhythm, sparking outrage among fans who felt she was being officiated differently. Some wondered if it was the price of her rising fame, a level of
things that this group accomplished that, a lot of people probably didn't think was possible, one, to start the season, and two, after the start we had to the season. So, yeah, it'll definitely be probably a little weird for me over the course of the first couple weeks, and then I'm sure I'll get bored and pick up a basketball again. So,
scrutiny few rookies have ever endured. But she never cracked. Through every bad call, every double team, and every unfair expectation, Caitlin kept her composure. She stayed focused. And she kept fighting. Now, after logging nearly as many games as an NBA star, from a full NCAA season straight into a grueling WNBA schedule, she's choosing something rare for an athlete of her caliber. Rest. No overseas leagues. No 3-on-3 tournaments. No quick return to the spotlight. For now, Caitlin Clark is stepping away to recharge, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And it makes sense. Because this wasn't just a basketball season. It was a public pressure cooker. She wasn't just the face of a franchise. She was the face of an entire movement. Her debut year drew millions of new eyes to the WNBA. Families. Retired players. Lifelong fans. New fans. Skeptics who became believers. Young girls who saw a new kind of hero. It wasn't hype. It was real. Ticket sales surged by 93%. Viewership jumped by 400%. Arenas across the country sold out just to see one player. Caitlin Clark. And now that she's gone? That momentum is slowing. That spark is flickering. It's not just Indiana Fever fans feeling the void. The entire WNBA is facing a drop in energy, viewership, and national attention. Because for millions, she was the reason they tuned in. Not just for the basketball, but for the possibility she brought every time she stepped on the court. This is the harsh reality the league now faces.
They don't want it to grow if it's certain people at the face. And there is still this undertone of jealousy that for some reason I cannot get around calling it anything else but that, because I don't know what else it could be. I thought it was going to get better this season, but it hasn't. There are still people who seemingly, to me, feel like they just don't want Caitlin to be a part of it.
Without its brightest star, it's back to fighting for attention in a crowded sports world. Caitlin's style of play, the deep threes, the court vision, the fire, captured hearts around the globe. Her games were more than just athletic events. They were cultural moments. She made women's basketball matter again, in homes, on TV, and in the headlines. And yet, for reasons still unspoken, some seemed reluctant to embrace her as the face of the league. There was a quiet resistance. A tension. A resentment that hung just beneath the surface. But numbers don't lie. Whether the league wants her at the forefront or not, the fans have already made their decision. Caitlin Clark is the moment. She's not just the face of the Fever. She's the face of the future. And now that she's off the court, fans are counting the days until she returns. Because when she does, the energy, the spotlight, the movement, will come roaring back with her. The WNBA must now find a way to keep the flame alive without the one player who lit it. But make no mistake. When Caitlin Clark steps back on that hardwood, it won't just be another season. It'll be a revival. Her comeback will be the most anticipated moment in recent WNBA history, a turning point that could define not just her career, but the direction of the league itself. Until then, the world waits. And the league watches, knowing full well that the future of women's basketball wears number 22. Game 1 of the WNBA playoffs told us everything we needed to know. While most playoff games barely broke 400,000 viewers, the Indiana Fever's matchup drew nearly 2 million. Think about that. One team, one player, and suddenly the nation stops to watch women's basketball. Even the WNBA Countdown, a pre-game show, outperformed 2 full playoff series in viewership. Why? One reason, Caitlin Clark.
The response of folks that don't think she is praised enough and she is above reproach in terms of criticism, or that praising another player is an affront to her, is like, whoa, bro. Like, also, like, you're not mentioned talking about women's basketball. I've never ever seen you before in my life.
And yet, instead of embracing this historic momentum, the league now faces a stunning reality. Caitlin Clark will not play professional basketball for 23 days. But it gets worse. After that, she may not return to the court for over 200 days. That's nearly 7 months without the one player responsible for the league's explosion in popularity. Reports are already confirming Caitlin is skipping the overseas season and won't appear in any summer leagues. No games. No spotlight. Nothing. The fans are walking away. Analysts are turning their attention elsewhere. And some longtime WNBA followers are declaring they're done watching. But let's pause for a second and look at what Caitlin Clark actually accomplished this year. The numbers don't lie. From 2022 to 2023, the WNBA grew by an impressive 40% in viewership. But in 2024, Caitlin's rookie season, that number didn't just double. It didn't triple. It exploded, 400% growth. One player, in one season, did what it would have taken the league 5 years to achieve on its own. Now she's gone. And the silence will be deafening. Without her, ticket sales are slipping. Attendance is dropping. Buzz is fading. Even networks are noticing. The person responsible for this growth is being sidelined, voluntarily or not, and the league is paying the price. Caitlin never asked for fame. But she got it. She never wanted drama. But it found her. From the constant hate online, to requiring...
What is the major point that you want to make here, your major thesis statement on this? Because every time Caitlin Clark comes up, I feel like there's something that you want to get off your chest in terms of this narrative, where you're frustrated.
Well, first of all, I'm not frustrated. Number two, I did get stuff off my chest on numerous occasions. I'm just reiterating my points because I think one of the things that needed to be mentioned was that Even though Caitlin Clark is new to this, and even though she has proven to be a potentially sensational player, the resentment that some, not most, not all, that stuff that was going on was real.
Security just to go about her day. It's clear this journey hasn't been easy. And now, the league she helped put on the map must figure out how to stay afloat without her. Caitlin Clark, the Iowa legend, has officially wrapped up her historic rookie season. Her presence in the WNBA wasn't just impactful, it was revolutionary. And without her on the court, the WNBA enters unfamiliar and uncertain territory. Caitlin Clark's rookie season didn't just meet expectations, it rewrote them. Wherever she played, arenas were packed. Fans traveled from across the country just to see her. Whether she was launching deep three-pointers, threading impossible passes, or outsmarting veteran defenders, Clark brought a rare kind of magic to the court. The kind that made even casual viewers stop and watch. But her postseason journey ended sooner than anyone hoped,